It's like almost getting those when, where, why.
Yeah, some of the classic stuff. Yeah, for sure. You know, the normal principles of marketing. But I think for us, it became very clear that we needed to understand, you know, for our workers, why in the world would they download Tiller? You know, is it, do they just need a job, or is it a side hustle, or is it they're unemployed and they're trying to make ends meet, or maybe they can't get a job because they've been a stay-at-home mom and they don't have a resume. So you have to think about those personas in totally different ways than I think normal marketing would look at. Same thing on the business side. Like, why would a business take a chance on a company that is doing something totally different when it's really easy to be in the status quo? You know, and typically it's because they've got crazy turnover, or they can't find anybody because we've got the lowest unemployment rate in history, you know, at 3.6%. You have to think about doing things differently to get great talent. So that's a part of what we do. And we evaluate this, you know, pretty much on a monthly basis and understand, you know, do we need to pivot or prosper? You know, what are we doing that's working really well? And if it's not working really well, do we double down, or is it something that we truly need to step away from and start to try something else?
As a woman entrepreneur, what is it like being, you know, raising money, doing everything as just a woman in the entrepreneur world, because there's not many of you. And I know raising money can be very hard. I mean, living as an African American, we get even less. So how has that experience been? What are advice that you can give to aspiring women entrepreneurs?
So for me, I definitely think that you need an ecosystem of other successful founders that are also women, or that are, you know, kind of the minority that you can lean into. I think that that's really imperative, because you learn how to understand what has worked for others and what hasn't worked for others. But I think probably the number one thing I would say to any other female founder that's coming up, if they're wanting to raise money, then to align themselves with a very successful person that's raised money that doesn't look like them. So for me, you know, I leaned into the community, and Tim Schigel has been a great, you know, mentor for me through the years. And he's been a successful founder, doesn't look like me, obviously. But, you know, he's definitely given me a lot of advice over the years that I wouldn't have thought about, because I'm in my own skin and I'm in my own head, right? Like it's just different. And I think that you need a mentor, and it's not a mentor for mentor's sake. It's a mentor saying, you're going to get asked these questions. How would you respond? And practice that. And understand that some of the ways that you're responding is literally driving you down the path to no money. And you need to figure out a better way to frame how you present your product, the way that you know, share, you know, your vision for that product. And it has to, you know, internalize in the right way for a VC to make an investment. And so it's really leaning into somebody that's done it, that knows how to drive it home in a way that you probably would never know how to do it.
That's really good. A good mentor. Finding a good mentor.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not so much just the touchy-feely stuff, and we hear get a mentor all the time.
Like someone who can really just
but somebody that's gonna, you know, call your baby ugly and, you know, tell you that what you're doing isn't gonna work and you need to redo it, and that will sit alongside you and help. And for a woman, you know, I can say that oftentimes, you know, and I know a lot of minorities have this challenge too, is that, you're invited to the party, but are you invited to the table? Is that person going to sit with you and actually be with you through, you know, the shit and help you through it? Because if not, that's not, number one, that's not a mentor. You just become a token. Like, that's not okay. So finding somebody that's willing to sit beside you and take you through this and teach you the way and help you prosper, that's what you need.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Summer.